This is passage 6. It's a data study passage. All we see is data information charts, but to see this word study, what that tells me is that they're given a more lengthy description of what's happening, how they came to this data. So you're going to treat it a little bit like research. You're probably going to get a question about the reading. So our DRC approach, you're going to say it's a little bit data, a little bit research towards the end of the test. If you're running out of time, you might just go straight to the questions and try to see what the data tells you. If you have a little more time, skim the reading first. Not a lot of time, just enough to kind of understand what's going on. So as you're approaching these, I think the best way to answer the questions is the R&R approach. Read, then reread. Do a quick read through of the question, then reread it and break it down. We're going to reread and break it down step by step as I go through the questions with you. Number 34, according to the results of the study, did the injection of CCP grout that occurred on July 1st, 1996 reduce the SO4 content? That's here. So let's go ahead and eliminate choices F and J because that is not true according to the graph. It is not lower in July 1st, 1996 than it is in 1995. And it is not higher in 1997 than it is in 1996. So those are both wrong. But you can, just by the nature of the chart, then you can rationalize and say, well, it's higher here and lower here after the injection. So it is definitely a yes because it's lower on January 1st than it is in 1996 July. So G. Number 35. How many months after the injection of CCP grout? That was August 1st, 1996. You can also see that in the chart. Was the next set of water collected? And that was on January 1st. So from August to January is 5 months. If they'd given 6 as an option, several people would have missed it because it doesn't say August in the chart. The arrow is a little to the right of the July. But many people would have just looked at the chart and not gone to the reading. So ACT gave you a gift here by not making 6 one of the answer choices. Number 36, consider the chemical interaction that forms ions found in AMD. Which are the products and which are the reactants? So we find that in the reading, and products are the result of an interaction. So FeS2 dissolves and sulfate ions are formed. So the sulfate ion is the product, so the answer is G. Which of the following statements best summarizes the intended role of CCP grout? So it tells us in the reading that CCP grout is about preventing the groundwater from coming into contact with the rocks. So we're going to decrease the interactions between groundwater and rocks. It's not about preventing groundwater from entering or exiting a mine. That's different. There's going to be water there. It's just what is the groundwater going to interact with? So A. Which of the following was a dependent variable in the study? Dependent variables depend on other variables. Independent does not depend on other variables. So in the study, we see SO4 is what's created, right? So it depends on the water, it depends on time, it depends on contacting FeS2, which isn't in there. So we have the dependent variable, depending on other things, cannot exist without contacting the groundwater, is SO4. So H. Number 39 is an if question, which means we're going to have to extend our knowledge a bit. If the injection had occurred on August 1st, 1997 here, the pH on July 1st, just before the injection in 1997, would most likely have been what? Well, to understand that, we actually have to look back to when the injection occurred. So we're going to look at August 1996, and right before the injection, the pH was 4. So your answer has to be A. Number 40, according to the description of the results of the study before August 1st, 1996, so before that time, how many samples were collected? So we have 4 times that samples were collected, right? But they collected 3 samples each time. So 3, 6, 9, 12. J. I think it's interesting, the last passage on the ACT is usually tricky, quite difficult. You can see there's no interpretation of data questions, which are usually straightforward questions. all fall into scientific investigation or evaluation of models. So look at these questions, see how you do on them, and also know that the last passage is often a somewhat tricky passage. Reach out if you have any questions at all. We'll end with our silly joke. What do you call a humble miner? Someone who's really down to earth. Okay, that one's really bad. Y'all have a good day.